I'm Stephen Foskett, organizer of Tech Field Day events and writer and speaker on topics relating to storage. And I am here at the MIT Endicott House in Dedham, Mass, where I was doing my storage seminar with Truth in IT, and got to catch up here with the organizers of SNIA, the Storage Networking Industry Association. And so I thought I'd catch up and find out what's going on with SNIA lately. So first, we've got Leo Ledger, the Executive Director of SNIA, and we have Wayne Adams, the Chairman Emeritus of SNIA. So we've got the brain trust right here. Leo, maybe you want to start off and just tell us a little bit about SNIA.
Well, SNIA, as a well-recognized industry association, continues to be in the forefront of offering programs, adhering to our mission to educate the storage community, users, and vendors. We never cease to look for opportunities, whether it be through our events, through the activities of our education program, our new technology center and headquarters in Colorado Springs, and the effort is always to remain relevant and to offer our existing members, our prospective members, whether it's through membership programs or technical communities, as we call them, in various industry sectors, real value for being a member of SNIA.
So what's new in SNIA? What's the latest?
Well, the latest is that we're about to have another one of our conferences. It's called the Storage Developer Conference in September, and that falls on the heels of a very successful launch of an event we did in April called the Data Storage Innovation DSI Conference. That we're very pleased with the support of attendees, sponsors alike, and most importantly, a typically strong agenda of technical topics by technical experts to help the industry. We recently opened up a new technology center in Colorado Springs, using that as an opportunity to actually consolidate what was our headquarters in San Francisco. And so now all of that takes place in a really modern facility with our SMI labs and other classrooms and facilities available to our members, by the way, and to the industry for use. So we're pretty proud of that facility. Wayne, you just got back with
Yeah, we just 2 weeks ago we hosted a 4-day workshop at the Technology Center. It was focused on SNIA Emerald test methodology training. We ran a half-day power meter workshop in addition to that training. Then we had a 1-day shared experiences and testing. The importance of the SNIA Emerald's test measurement specification is it's the foundation behind the EPA Energy Star for data center storage program that's in place. And so their program for the EPA became live in December, so there's increased testing going on across the industry, and there's a concern that everyone's testing to the same methods.
SNIA Emerald, I think, is a great example. I was at the launch of that, I remember, and it's a great example of something that the industry can do together to advance storage, instead of just one company deciding to go off and claim that they're improving energy efficiency.
Yeah, another example, a component of that is cross-industry alliances and relationships as well. And so we've been working with SPEC, that's well known for doing performance test tools and that, and we're working with their new NAST test suite called NetNIST to validate whether that will be useful for the next version of the SNIA Emerald specification of how to test NAST systems.
That calls to mind the program that we've been involved with Oasis on KMET. You might want to just tell our audience a little bit more about that.
Another example of SNIA working cross-industry. So Oasis is a technical specification organization. They wrote a technical spec for queue management, interoperability protocol, and they've been having a need to do conformance testing for products. And so they've turned to SNIA because there's good crossover in membership between the two organizations, and storage products will be one of the vertical technology areas that will adopt KMET.
And times are changing in the storage industry as well. We've got a lot of new companies, a lot of companies that have been acquired, and a lot of new companies coming up. And you guys are really, staying relevant by bringing in the new storage companies as well. It's not just the old, the same group of storage from before.
Certainly, new companies emerging, as I heard you talk
emerging
about.
Technology.
In your seminar today that I attended, is really critical to the lifeblood of SNIA.
It's usually a program that gets either it's a new program or an extension of an existing program that brings in an ecosystem of companies that represent that space. So reflecting on the growth one area has been on solid state storage, and there's been a focus on a programming model, non-volatile memory programming model, and that's brought in a lot of companies that are saying, okay, I need to have killer apps really optimized and exploit what technology I'm making at the hardware level, and that particular program is, over the last 15 months has brought in quite a few companies. Another program that's getting good steam right now is in the SNIA space, a long-standing standard for doing storage resource management, and Microsoft is now driving their ecosystem of companies that work
into SMI.
Into SMI.
And of course, our standard CDMI and cloud storage is still something that we've been working very closely with the industry and some really prominent architects in the industry. I mean, we want to tell our audience a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that program, we launched that spec in April 2010, and it was the first cloud standard that came into market, and it's more about data services around data that's put into the cloud. And SNIA drove that all the way through becoming an ISO specification, and we've been working continually with the open source community to get implementations in place there, running our own Plugfest as well as supporting commercial implementations. And out on our website today we have over 20 implementations that are listed. We're getting ready to put in place a conformance test program, and we're getting ready to release another version of the specification where we've worked through extensions, and there's been enough implementations of the extensions now that warrant to make them part of the formal specification.
And of course, in order to stay relevant, you've got to stay with the hot topics. And so we've established an analytics and big data committee.
Okay,
And that too will have its own summit that will bring in industry experts for a day at the end of SDC on September 18th. But they're driving the industry of where storage fits into the whole analytics and big data. You can imagine what that's about.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's definitely areas that the enterprise needs guidance. It needs leadership on helping people to understand that these new technologies, analytics and big data and cloud, is not just it's not just marketing. It's actually real technology, and there's real meat behind it. And cross-industry groups have a great role to play in defining those things.
It's a portfolio. I mean, it's managing a portfolio that we get excellent help. I, as a full-time staff member, as the executive director, rely on our board of directors and our technical council and consists of representatives of the major and small and medium companies. So we want a full representation.
Speaking of new emerging enterprise topics, software-defined storage is getting a lot of attention, a lot of confusion. What is SNIA going to do to lead that area?
Usually the first step that we usually take in a new topic area is we form a technical task force to work on putting together a white paper or an architecture to say what is it really and what are the common denominators, and get some consensus on that. So there's, like you said, there's a lot of hype, and there can be that leads to confusion based upon how different vendors are positioning their current offerings. Is it or isn't it software-defined storage? So earlier this year, in the April timeframe, we brought out our first version of a white paper, and it's open for public review. And we've got some good commentary from several subject matter experts in the industry, as well as other parts of the industry. And so this upcoming Storage Development Conference will be running another session on that, and also a Birds of a Feather session.
Well, thanks a lot for the
Sure.
update. Yeah.
Well, you're entirely welcome, Steve. And anybody interested in knowing more about SNIA, www.snia.org. And I want to thank you, Stephen, for your support as one of the industry pundits and supporting SNIA the way you have traditionally.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And I look forward to involvement in the future. I look forward to the Storage Developer Conference, and in just another month here, and seeing what you guys do in the future.